Have you ever wondered why starting a carnivore diet can lead to a super uncomfortable bout of diarrhea? Well, you are not alone. This seemingly unpleasant side effect is a common experience for people that are embarking on this dietary journey. It's usually temporary and can be seen as your body's way of adjusting to a new way of eating, particularly a way of eating with a higher fat content. Well, here's the million-dollar question: can this be avoided? Let's dive into some practical tips and tricks to help us along our journey. First, we're going to delve into the topic of fat. Embracing a carnivore diet usually means eating more fat than your body may be accustomed to and can lead to some loose stools. You may be wondering, why is it happening? Well, it's a pretty straightforward answer. Now, just like a gym newbie isn't going to go into a gym and be expected to lift the heaviest weights, your body is going to need time to adjust to the new dietary journey that you're on. Here's an interesting tip that will help you absorb more dietary fat, and that is taking in a little bit of apple cider vinegar with the mother. Now, you might wonder, how does apple cider vinegar help with absorption? Apple cider vinegar contains acetic acid, which helps boost the stomach's acid, and it helps in digestion and in the absorption of nutrients. In simple terms, it enhances the body's ability to process and utilize fats. Now, moving on to another tip is you may need to be wary of rendered fats. Now, as delicious as they may be, it can be difficult for your body to initially digest it, which leads to, you guessed it, diarrhea. Now, remember, it's not completely about sidestepping fats. It's about moderating your intake and making sure that your body can cope with the uptick in the fat that you're digesting. Now, let's pour over the subject of coffee. You may need to avoid coffee. I know a lot of people do not want to give up their coffee, and it's completely up to you, but coffee can lead to diarrhea. While it is a cherished morning ritual for many, many people, coffee can unfortunately lead to diarrhea, and this is due to the natural laxative effect that coffee can have, and also its knack to stimulate the digestive system a little more than you may want to do at first. Therefore, if you're just starting out on a carnivore diet and experiencing loose stools, it might be beneficial to you to minimize your coffee intake at first. So while your morning cup of java may be really precious to you, it might be worthwhile considering to cut back just a little bit in the beginning. Now, let's dive a little bit deeper into the subject of bile salts. Now, bile salts are produced by your liver, and they're not just crucial for digestion, they also play a significant role in emulsifying fats into tiny droplets so that they can be digested by our body. Now, this process is paramount for the absorption of fat. When you increase your fat intake on a carnivore diet, these little helpers ensure smoother digestion and aid in the absorption of fats, and potentially can help in thwarting diarrhea that you may experience. In the early stages of a high-fat diet, it may be beneficial to look into taking some kind of dietary supplement of bile salts to assist the body in adjusting to its new meal plan. It's like having a tiny team of workers inside your gut to help make sure everything's running smoothly. So for those who are interested in maybe having some bile salts to assist you and maybe taking that dietary supplement, I will provide a link in the video description for some bile salts that you can take to help on your journey. Also, you can remember that starting a carnivore diet is not all or nothing. You can take it slow at first. It's not like a light switch that's either on or off. You can treat it as a dial that you slowly increase the way that you're eating until you're full carnivore. Just like you wouldn't run a marathon without training at first, you can treat your diet the same way. You can start slowly and allow your body time to adjust to the new way of eating, and hopefully that will decrease the side effects that you feel. So we've covered a lot of ground today, and let's do a little bit of a recap. We delved into the relationship of starting a carnivore diet and experiencing diarrhea due to the sharp increase of fat that you will be taking in, and how that can initially lead to some loose stools. This is a normal reaction for your body to have, so don't worry, it won't last forever. We also discussed the role of bile salts and how adding that as a dietary supplement in the beginning would be able to assist you in absorbing some of the fat. and also how apple cider vinegar can help increase the acids in your stomach to help with fat absorption and nutrient absorption as well. Now remember, do be careful of those rendered fats, and by rendered fats we mean cooked fats. So if you are having diarrhea and want to avoid that, try cooking your steaks so it's maybe a medium rare instead of fully cooked. That will help cut down on the cooked fats. And also like the grease on hamburger, you can drain that off. And bone broth, a lot of times that contains a lot of fat, so you may want to make sure that your bone broth doesn't contain a lot of fat, or just not take in bone broth right away. And don't forget about coffee. It can be a culprit in that nasty side effect that we don't want to have. Remember, while it might be an uncomfortable feeling at first, the diarrhea won't last forever. It's just your body's way of getting used to the new way of eating. Stay patient, and soon you will reap the rewards of a carnivore diet. Whatever way of eating that you are embarking on, I do wish you well. I'm here for you. I'm rooting you on, and hope to see you here next time. And in the meantime, stop eating processed foods.